All right, everybody, I had a request to make a couple more videos or a couple more examples about solving quadratic equations. And really, there's sort of two different situations you might find yourself in. One situation where you're going to solve it by taking square roots, and another situation where you might want to solve it with the quadratic formula. You might like completing the square so much that if the numbers are nice enough, you're going to complete the square and solve it with square roots. But you don't have to. You can always just resort to the quadratic formula. It's kind of your personal preference. Both work um, every time anyway. So here's sort of situation number one. You've got something like this: 3 times x plus 4 squared plus 27 is equal to 0. If I've got a situation like this, I'm not going to use the quadratic formula because it's not in my ABC order. The x is in one spot, there's a perfect square involved. I'm just going to solve it by working backwards and taking square roots. So I'll solve it by doing the opposite of plus 27, trying to get x by itself. So subtract 27 from both sides, divide both sides by 3, and taking the square root of both sides. So now I have x plus 4 equals positive or negative 3, but it's not just 3 because that would be the square root of positive 9. It's 3i. Opposite of plus 4 is minus 4, so I get negative 4 plus or minus 3i. Two solutions found by taking square roots. If, however, my original problem looked like this, 3x squared plus 4x plus 27 equals 0, probably wouldn't want to do completing the square and taking square roots. Don't try to take the square root because you've got x in two different spots, and they're not like terms. X squareds and x's aren't the same type of thing. They can't be combined together. So if I'm doing it in this situation, I can see my a, my b, and my c like that. And then I can use the quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. So I end up with negative 4 plus or minus 16, and I'm going to just grab a calculator. So 4 times 3 times 27 turns out to be 324. And on the bottom, I got 2 times 3 is 6. Next step is 16 minus 324, which gives me negative 308. So again, I'm going to have to use the number I. I don't know the square root of 308, so I'm just going to leave it underneath the square root and stick an I on the end. And you are okay to leave your two answers in this format right here. Okay? I'll do one more example. Sometimes you'll see situations like this. Say negative 2x squared plus 9 equals 5x. Be careful. You can only use the quadratic formula when your problem is equal to 0. So make sure you subtract or add to make everything on one side of the problem like this equals 0. I could have also, if you wanted to, moved the 2x squared and the 9 to the right side, and I would end up with the same answer. It's a good exercise to make sure you end up with the same answer, no matter which side of the equation you put your a, b, and c on. Regardless, you have negative b, so double negative 5, plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Double negative 5 is positive 5. Negative 5 times itself is 25. 4 times 2 times 9 is 72. And that's a positive 72 because there was a negative 4 and a negative 2. I'm going to bring it up here for this other example. 5 plus or minus square root of 97 over negative 4. And go ahead and leave my answer like that because square root of 97, not a pretty number. So there's a couple more examples of solving. Hope that was helpful. Please comment. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help out. And thanks for watching.